we're behind in the States when it comes time to like development. AAU teams, now you got Adidas circuit, Puma, Under Armour, Nike. It's like all these circuits. And then it comes to the point everybody's like, oh, the best is not playing the best. Cool. Well, then let's figure out how can all the best teams match up. If you got an Adidas team that will never match up against the top Nike team, we'll never know. That's what the Nationals was for. We were in Russia, and they showed the video of our coach. He's cursing Luka out in Spanish. And then Luka come out and hit 4 threes, and it's just like, it showed the magnitude of how he started to grow. I want to say BDA Sports was out in Oakland or whatever, and he was out in Oakland and Cali training. So we match up one of the first, times in EuroLeague or whatever when I'm playing against my old team. And so he out there talking.
He talking to you?
And he wasn't talking to me, but he was just talking. And I heard
What's he be saying though? Does he talk in English, his language? Like what?
Most of the time it's English. Like if it's other American, it's English. But once you start hearing that puta and all that and the Spanish,
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Hoop Lounge TV, where we sit back, kick back, talk about hoops, man. I got another Charlotte legend, a native in here, man. Listen, left-hand assassin. Reminds me of Michael Redd, low-key, you know what I'm saying, man? But I ain't going to tell y'all who he is yet. Listen, a EuroLeague champion, played ball at Clemson, Oak Hill. My man, KC Rivers. What's going on, big dog?
What's going on, boss? Glad to be here.
Cooling, man. I appreciate you for coming through, though, big dog, for real. Listen, man, so look, man, I want to open up the show because my son's a lefty, all right? So we're going to go with, in your opinion, big dog, who is one of the top 3 greatest left-hand players in the NBA?
Ooh. So in the NBA, top 3.
Top 3.
All time we'll go, let's see. One of the ones I started watching once really developing as a lefty was Chris Mullin. Was a shooter.
Yeah,
he could shoot that thing. He was off the rip with it. Another one that people really slept on, but that European flow was Tony Kukoc. And yeah, granted, given his height and stuff, the stuff he was doing, like he was a point forward. Something that we started developing now.
Correct.
Point forwards, but he was literally a point forward with the Bulls. When Mike didn't have it, Scotty didn't have it, they trusted Tony with that.
Mm-hmm.
And third, man, you can't never doubt Ginobili, man.
Yeah.
Manu really, changed the wave. I mean, the Euro step was already prevalent kind of in NBA, but the way he did it as a lefty and how he kind of inverted it in certain ways as a lefty, it was dope.
Crafty, bro. I think he was the ones, I know that Euro step, he popularized it,
yeah.
But he done a real good job on like slithering through spaces, man.
Does. And he was sneaky athletic.
Yeah, he was. Yep, sneaky, like I don't know what. But listen, I think, I like Zion, lefty. I like the guys in the league today.
Right,
I like him. I like De'Aaron Fox.
For sure.
Man, but why do you think left-hand guys are so hard to guard, though, bro?
It's unorthodox. Because, when you're thinking about people, some of us as lefties, like me personally, like you would assume you push a lefty, to the right. It's kind of what we want. Mm-hmm. It's more natural for us to 1-2 dribble pound, pull up into a jump shot, it just flows better. Going left, sometimes they have to kind of torque the body a certain way. It takes a little more effort with those shots. So sometimes lefties literally want to go more right. They drive better right. If you ever watch lefties, like when they catch off a swing, they don't go necessarily to a swing to the left. Sometimes they just jab and they come back right because now you got the pull up. And then some of us lefties really like that 1-2 dribble, that runner, that floater. So it's a shot you got to have sometimes, especially when you're undersized or you're not super athletic.
Right. Well, let me ask you this, though, man. My son, he's a lefty. Now, I get on him because he switches his pivots all the time. Mm-hmm. So he'll be on that right side. He likes to use his right leg for the jab. And on that left side, sometimes I get on him because it's a delay in his brain sometimes, but I have noticed when he's 6 o'clock rips down here on that right side, he does get to the rim quicker and faster versus when he goes to his left. You know what I'm saying? If he goes to his left, he's looking for some contact to try to score. But that downhill, I feel like, I don't know, for some reason it looks quicker. I don't know why.
Because on the right side, when you got that left that's able to move and cross over, it's like that quick swing. It swings on the right side. You're trying, but that left, again, when you jab with that left, now you got to swing, and this right leg is not as equivalent to that left leg because you're left side dominant.
Right.
So it takes time. But I would suggest, definitely work with him on both jabs. One thing I picked up in Europe, my first few years, is one of my coaches used to make me play right-handed. Like in practice, he would pull me to the side. We work out after practice, and everything was right jabs. I had to finish right hooks, right hand layups. So he started making me get comfortable using the jab going right to kind of balance out, because he's like, now you're really effective as a lefty, because it makes you even more unorthodox to be able to catch on 2 feet and not establish a pivot foot. Now I got an option to go either way. That's what made the Dream Shake very, very successful. If you ever watch it and slow it down, because Kobe did it as well. It's like when they spin, they hop. It's like a small hop, and they come on 2. So now when they shimmy, they got both ways they can go, because they have no established pivot foot. And you'll get the internet trolls that'll say, oh, that's a travel. It's not. Because once you hop, and you don't land on 2, you have no establishment of which way. So you can spin to the right, you can spin to the left. So the footwork aspect is like building a house. The footwork is the foundation. You got to build all that up. The balance, you want to balance it out. It sounds kind of crazy when people say, but you're left-handed. It's like, yeah, but would you prefer to always be just easy being left? Or would you rather have an opportunity to surprise people and be like, oh, I didn't know you could just swing and go right, So it's just step by step building and gradually like training the body, because the body, it becomes muscle memory.
Yeah. Man, you're right, though, man, because that's how I know when I took them down here to Moravian, they was training or whatever, because I coach them, so I got to get a break, you know what I'm saying? But that they do a drill where you got to roll the ball out, establish, catching on 2, and then they have to pick which way they're going to turn. And I have noticed that at them youth ages, there's a little pause in their head before they turn, because they're trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
Why you think these kids that's in Europe, when you starting to hear about them and you watch how like polished they are, this is why we're behind in the States when it comes time to like development. Don't get me wrong, you got your cream of the crop. You got that core group of guys. However, we here don't teach the basic fundamentals. Like, I mean, I've done practices where some of the drills we do are very elementary, and you're thinking like, why are we doing this? But it's still like a conditioning yourself, condition to not lose that aspect of the game. You learn about driving kicks, pass, different things like that. We don't teach that here anymore. We don't teach situations whereas in, help side defense, this happens. What do you do when this happens? Short rolls. Like, kids that drive to the basket, see the big already committing, and they'll still try to make a shot. Whereas in Europe, they're learning how to throw the lobs, they're learning how to throw the pocket passes, how to see the extra side. Like, they're learning all this stuff, and here we are still kind of playing to the masses of just doing whatever. Like, let's dunk on people, let's see how many threes we can shoot. Like, we have to get back to the
basics, the fundamentals, bro.
If you watch Quarter Goal on Netflix, if that wasn't an eye-opener, how neck and neck, and people can say, oh, it's not neck and neck, USA handled it. No, it is neck and neck. Most of those guys that was on that video were either former teammates of mine, former guys I done played against, guys I done seen in junior circuit in Europe that have risen up and playing on a high elite level. Like, they do this. Like, it might not be pretty now for them in certain aspects, but eventually, yeah. USA has to get to the point where we get back to teaching basics, fundamentals.
Well, let me ask you this though, bro, and I'm glad you brought this up, because I think it's gonna be a good topic. So, but I do feel like that stuff is hard to teach if you don't have enough practice time with kids, though. Meaning that that small development stuff, we call it small, but I don't think a lot of people can teach that, though, bro.
No, you're right. You're right.
And I think in the AAU world, the grassroots ages, it's very hard, because I know when I'm coaching it, when I'm teaching my kids in practice, bro, there's some practice, bro, we might only be on one side of the floor the whole time, just so they can understand the fundamental movements. Right. But then you get to the point, okay, well, now you're not practicing to get them ready to play. You feel what I'm saying? So let me ask you this. With you being over there overseas and the European side of things, how often was they practicing this stuff throughout?
Some of the junior programs, I would say most of the kids would probably have maybe, let's say, a 6 a.m. practice where they wake up, they got 6 a.m. Then after that, they go to school, do whatever they need to do, come back. Some of them, if they're fortunate enough, if they're really good, they practice with us, the senior team. So it's like now you're practicing with the bigger guys. And now you're like the little tadpole in the bowl right now, starting over again, taking your lumps, but you're learning. Then on top of that, now you're going back to your practice, where now you're the man, and so now they're getting like 2-3 times a day, where they're actually like around basketball, where they're focused, and it's like, okay, we're practicing, we're doing this. Now you mentioned the aspect of, AAU and grassroots. The biggest problem is there's so many damn tournaments, bro. It's like, even when I came along playing AAU, we didn't have that many tournaments.
Bro, our tournaments was more, and I've said this before, bro, you got to win to get them mugs, them ones we played in.
Like now everybody just has a tournament. Like, back then it was you had pool play, you had state.
And you had to be top 2 to get out.
Top 2 to get out and get to the nationals. Nationals was the top 2 out of every state, with occasional somebody else
Super
that maybe
regional
that got in that, maybe a team dropped out or anything like that. But typically it was the top 2 teams from each state. Now it seems like every state got 40, 50 AAU teams. Now you got Adidas circuit, Puma, Under Armour, Nike. It's like all these circuits. And then it comes to the point everybody's like, oh, the best is not playing the best. Cool. Well, then let's figure out how can all the best teams match up. If you got an Adidas team that will never match up against the top Nike team, we'll never know. That's what the Nationals was for, in my opinion.
Correct.
The national, like, don't get me wrong, like the shoe circuit thing is wonderful. Maybe a little too much because you don't allow kids to develop, because you got guys that'll play 5 games, or they'll play with this team, and next week they're going to play with this team, and then there's this tournament. It's like, that's a lot of tournaments. So it's like, why not, like, really, like, get into a point where you can say, what is it? 3 tournaments before the summer. I don't know, like,
right,
because we didn't play I think we had pool play state, and then you might have played another tournament or something before spring, summer, and then you had nationals,
summertime, and a lot of time we only played three, maybe 4 times in the summer because we were just training, getting ready for the nationals.
So it's like, okay, you could have practice time. You could find practice time. I mean, I get it. Like, most of these times right after is the high school season. It flows. Middle school finishes early, but high school flows right into the AAU summer. But it's like, if you're having practice, if you're practicing from 6 to 8, let's say you practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 6 to 8. Okay, even when those practices, do stuff that's going to be beneficial. Not we just here showing up, this is such and such, he joined us for the tournament, we're going to play, roll the ball out there, play. It's like, what happens to the learning how to run transition, learning to, ball cut movement, motion, let's get something inside.
And I will say this, you cannot coach if kids don't know what to do out there.
Yeah,
I don't care what nobody says, bro. Like, you just gave a perfect example. So I take this kid, he's a talented kid. He come practice with me on Thursday, and we playing Saturday. How can I coach him where to go if he has no idea what's going on?
You can't. Like, I ain't gonna say guys don't have plays, but I rarely see games where you see sets being run. Like, it's just straight up and down, straight up and down. It's like, what do you do when you go 4 or 5 trips down the court and you've got no bucket? What set do you call that okay, as a coach, this is going to be a hitter, or this is going to be this? It's pick and roll this. Okay, spot up, shoot the 3. All right, we all going to jack up 3s. We all going to run fast break, but we ain't going to run to the basket to get an easy one. We all just going to run behind the 3-point line and wait. Like, what part of the game is that? We, as Americans, as basketball players, especially all of us that are starting to transition, even myself included, I have to own it to say I have to be better at helping the next generation understand spacing, timing, reading the game, like being a student of the game. It helps you go further than what you think it will, because you're not going to be the guy all the time. Everybody's not going to be the man.
And see, and you know what, bro? I think when I I think when you're younger and you play up, I think that develops you a lot because you're not the guy a lot of times, and you have to find other ways to be effective. So knowing how to play, cut back door, let's set a good screen right here. Screen is gonna be open. Offensive rebounds, like things of that nature really helps the game, man. But I will say, like, coaching the youth, bro, like, bro, you gotta have some patience. You know what I'm saying? Boy, you gotta have some. But you also need time though too as well.
No,
like
definitely.
one practice a week ain't gonna cut it, bro.
No. You gotta find the timing. Like, you gotta find it, even if it's just, all right, we're gonna get in here for a strong hour. Y'all stretch. We're gonna get right to it.
Yep.
We're gonna hit this. I'll break it down in increments. Like, when you go sit and watch a college practice, you know the coach got the sheet on his shorts or whatever, or you got the managers, they got the sheet. It's broken down in increments of what we're doing.
Yep.
Like, for a coach coaching AAU, it might be a little tedious to do. It might not be enough time, but break it down like, hey, listen, for about 10 minutes, we're going to touch on this.
Yep.
We're going to, like, in Europe, bro, our coach would touch on a team, let's say, like, on the weak side, they play the baseline help. The last man is always the help man and whatnot. They playing 45-degree help. So we will spend 20, 25 minutes running drills, like attacking it, like how we want to attack it. Short roll, hit the corner. If you're not a shooter, cut back door. Working on that. Both sides of the court. Keep working both sides of the court. Then it becomes like, all right, we're going to go 5-on-5. Defense, when you're on defense, hey, everybody shift help from the weak side. Let's see how this, works. It's not pretty because it's not our stuff, but let's just drill it in you. And you thinking at first, like, we doing a lot of this. What this entail? You watching film, you see it. Then in the game, you really seeing it because you like, damn, they really helping like this. Like, this is going to be open. Like, this is open, So being a student of the game and then having people teach you that and actually working on that makes you far better.
Yep.
Like, nobody really wants, everybody wants to shoot threes. They want to run and dunk. They want the highlight tape. Nobody actually want to just sit, watch a film and break it down like, okay, what do I see here? Where do I see I can get easy buckets? Where can you steal 2 to 4 to 6 points a game? Like,
and see, bro, like, and see, this another thing too. That's why I see, like, guys, needs to be a lot of more guys like you coaching youth. You know what I'm saying? But so because those details are very important. But it also comes from, like, bro, are you athletic? Yeah, okay, but are you a world beat athlete? You know what I'm saying? This is the biggest thing. The tips that you was just now giving is for anybody.
Yeah.
Like you, how can I find 8 more points a game?
But that separates you, bro.
I agree.
Like you say, as an athlete, you got to understand, if you super athletic, you bouncy and all this.
You can get away with some bullshit.
Slightly, but there comes a point in time where you're going to meet a far superior athletic person, or you're going to meet people that's just as athletic. So now it's like, how do I separate myself to where I still am efficient? Like, I'm not the fastest, I'm not the strongest, I don't play at this speed. It's like, nobody should speed you up. You should always understand where your spots are, try to get to your spots.
Yep.
Again, find little stuff, little things. Like, a lot of things that you think people would want to do, it's all intangibles. It works both sides of the floor. If you're not going offensively, okay, what do? You know what? I'm about to lock somebody down. I'm about to go make some plays defensively. I'm about to find a way to get myself into the game to be some sort of an effect.
Yep.
That's going to, make me feel all right about this. Like, a kid don't touch the ball 4 or 5 times, guess what he doing? He walking to the sideline, he pouting, he looking into the stands. Biggest problem with that. And a lot of kids do it. I see it. It's like, as soon as they don't get their way, they look into the stands. But yeah, everybody wants to go play college basketball. They want to go play pro. And it's like, whether you play in the NBA, whether you play overseas, the moment you do stuff like that, that pisses a coach off.
I'm telling you.
Like, whether it's seen or not, these are conversations that be had off camera or whatever. It's like, you can't do that. Like, you're not about to embarrass me because you're not getting your way, so you're going to pout and make a scene. Like, are you going to look in the stands at your parents? Oh, here, you know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, cool, come sit down over here by me. And then parents want to know, well, why my son didn't play the second half. Your son ain't trying to be a part of the team. Your son thinking it's about him. He thinking he supposed to touch it every time. A lot of these kids right now, like, they don't understand that right now it's fine. Like, you can dominate the ball. You can do this and this level. when you get to college and you hit that first wave of games, guess what? There's a scouting report.
On you, bro.
There's a thick paragraph
on what you do
good and what you do bad.
Yep.
And and if you a key dog, when you got an asterisk by your name, and for y'all kids that don't know what an asterisk is, it's that funny looking star. That funny looking star by a person name. That mean, listen, we focusing on you. So when you get in the game and you see they starting to push you a certain way, they starting to do different things, there is a scouting report. There was film done on you. You are a focal point.
Correct.
So how do you adjust to that? Because now you might get denied 94 feet.
Mm-hmm.
You might not touch it. Now you got to work twice as hard to get the ball. Now and you know what? Some kids ain't prepared for that because now it's like, wait, I've never seen this before. I never known how to adjust.
They don't know how to play off the ball. They don't know how to play off the ball.
Everybody got to have the ball. Like everybody got to touch it. Like granted, yeah, all of us, we all like to score the basketball. There's no doubt. I've myself am victim of, God damn, am I gonna touch it? At least let me just touch it one time. I'm gonna give it right back. At least let me just feel the seed real quick. I'm gonna just give it right back. Don't ice me out over here. But then sometimes it be like that where you just waiting, and then we're all guilty of you taking that errant bad shot, and it's just because
I ain't had the ball in a minute.
You thirsty for it.
Yep.
But in respect to the game, it's like, all right, let me understand what they're doing here. Let me observe. Let me step back, go out, time out. Okay, this is how they playing, and figure it out.
Now see, though, bro, I just feel though these conversations need to be had, especially with these high school kids too right now, bro. Well, let me ask you this, man. I know you seen the whole thing with Rick Pitino saying they ain't recruiting no high school kids because these high school kids are not able to replace the guys that he has. What is your thoughts on this landscape not really dealing with high school kids outside of prep school or more the top prospects? What's your take on that? Because I know you went to Oak Hill and you got
the game has changed so much with the prep school scheme. When I went to Oak Hill, wasn't that many prep schools. It wasn't. It's like now you got a gang of them. Prep school is like the way to go. People reclass. But now, like you say, we've hit this intangible of what is the NIL, the transfer portal. Now, I will say on the college side of it, we got to do something about the transfer portal where it's got to be some sort of limitation. Because
what limitation are you more talking about? Are you talking about the money or being able just to leave and go and play immediately?
The leave and go and play immediately. Like we had the rule when you transferred, you had to sit out. Not saying you got to sit out. But there's no double transfer. You can't transfer from one school to another and then something go wrong, you're not getting your way, and you decide, okay, I'm transferring again. It's like
so maybe cut it down.
Like, nah, you got to go here. You got to stay where you at. Even with that, the incentives with the money, I want to say I believe there is incentives involved where there's got to be like you going to class and stuff like that.
Supposed to be, yeah.
Supposed to be. But on the flip side for the high school kids, it's like, it sucks. But the advice I would give to them, especially guys is like, looking in certain directions, there's D2. And there's not, listen, and I'm looking in the cameras and I'm just saying this. It is not to belittle or diminish who you are and who you think you are as a player. But the idea is to get your foot in the door.
Correct.
So if you get a scholarship from a D1, AA school, whatever the case may be, Division II, play, go hoop. This chip you got on your shoulder where you like, nah, I'm a Division I player. I should be at Duke. I should be at Carolina, Kentucky, all these places. For that season from end of October all the way to the end of March, you should have a chip on your shoulder like, I'm about to show why as a high school kid they should have took me. Now you got the game in your position. You can enter the transfer portal and somebody can take you. Now, Dalton Connect went to junior college
first. And now junior college, it don't even count against you.
There's other avenues. I think everybody, it sounds bad coming from Pitino. He's an old school guy. And, they always, back in the day, in that mentality, they loved the seniors. They loved them senior-led teams, easier to coach.
Right.
You're not having to teach these. And it's kind of a little fault on coach's side to make a statement like that because it's like, it almost makes it seem like you're saying like, you know what, I'm just letting y'all know I ain't here to teach nobody how to be a college player or, you know, help you grow into a college player. I'm wanting somebody that's already seasoned and ready to play. But that's the thing is like everybody wants to be on that level, and it's like it's okay to start lower and work your way. Like make them want you. Like you got the advantage if you go somewhere, hoop, kill, enter the portal, your numbers is gonna show. Now, if somebody's looking for your position, you hot on the market. Now it's a bidding war. So it's both sides of it. It's like, yeah, it sucks as a high school kid to hear that, but now if you go do what you got to do, take care of this classroom and take care of them on the court, and you enter the portal that next year, if you want to, there's going to be a bidding war.
And see, you know what, bro? That's a whole different perspective, though, that I didn't really think about because, you know, when we went to school, once we got in, we really never thought about transferring. I mean, transferring because we didn't want to think about sitting out a year. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, when you in. Then now it's like, look, let's just get in because now you can open up doors based on your play.
I'm going to give you big time example. Our guy, I'm gonna just say it, he's the GOAT of Charlotte. He's at this point one of the greatest of our time to come out of Charlotte from what he's doing. Steph went to Davidson. Imagine a kid now go to Davidson and do remotely somewhat close to what he did. Now the game is in your hands. You forcing Davidson's hands to what we gotta do to keep him here to I can hop in the portal and go somewhere else. Like it's okay to go to a small school. It's okay to do that. Honestly, you want numbers and you want to build your NIL and go to a small school and kill, get buckets. They watching. People, you never know who's watching.
See, this is a whole different perspective on it now, man. Because this is like giving game on. Now this is what the landscape of it is.
Right.
And this is how it should be played. But let me ask you this now: if you're talking to a high school kid, right? You went to Clemson, but they got multiple options, right? They got Kentucky, they got Auburn, they got this small school. What advice would you give a kid if they're asking you, look, where can I go play? Are you gonna tell them, hey, look, the name sounds good, but you might come off the bench, you might not play as much, or you can go here, it might be a mid-major, but you're going to be the primary option?
See, that's a great question because in this day and time now, those names, like you say, they used to sound like they jump off at the paper at you. You like, yo, I can go anywhere. If you're not that 5-star, that kid that's like a 4-star that could potentially be a 5-star, they're not really being sought after. Like, these coaches ain't really shooting that way. So, okay, if you got a Kentucky, you got an Auburn, start assessing the roster. Look at exactly who's coming back, who's coming in from the portal, see exactly like where they're going. Ask coaches questions. Hey, coach, you know, I'm really considering it, but I just want to know, you know, exactly where do you see me in this upcoming season? And, of course, most coaches, they're greedy. They're going to tell you, nah, you know, you're going to be a part, da-da-da-da. Nah, be real with me, coach. It's cool. Like, you know, I think the biggest thing is the sensitivity of
the hard conversation.
The hard conversations. Like, when we grew up, the OGs gave us hard conversations. They let us know if you was terrible. Like, nah, that ain't it, young fella. That ain't it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was no sugarcoating,
now,
bro.
with this upcoming, you got to kind of be catering to the sensitive side of it. You got to say things in a way that it don't come off in their mind as, oh, you hating. And it's like, I'm not hating on you. I'm just giving you a perspective that I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm telling you what I see and what is going to happen.
Correct.
So it's like if you do got a mid-major or a low-major school that's offering you, they're giving you a free education, free scholarship, take it. Take it. I posted something on IG on my note the other day, and I said, don't take for granted what you have by searching for more. So it's like, don't take for granted the fact that you got laid out on the table. You got a couple low major, mid-major schools that's offering you a scholarship, and you're still shooting for, You want the big D1s, the blue bloods and everything.
Given
their mindset. Now, like, understand their mindset. It's not because you're not good. It's because on one side of the spectrum, these people have a pressure. Those universities and stuff, there's a pressure to win. Their culture is addicted to winning
right now. Yep.
So understand that they're in a bidding war. And so you as a high school kid, you're not the top priority, especially if you're not that top 5-star, that cream of the crop. Mm-hmm. It's slim.
Yep.
So it's like go where you're wanted and make them want you to where you got the option to say, nah, it's in my hands where I want to go. Because that's really what it is. It's like go where you want it.
Yep.
Like just go where you want it. Don't if they don't want you, like okay, cool, it's bad. I'm gonna make you remember who I am. A lot of guys have went that direction and have made careers and been household names. It's just we're so stuck on wanting to be somewhere now because it sounds good. It sounds good to say you go to Kentucky. It sounds good to say you go to North Carolina, this and that. But if you're not playing, that sounding good starts to turn into, damn, did I make the right decision?
I'm telling you, bro.
Like, mark my words. I was talking to my dad about it. I told him, I said, yo, next season, North Carolina, after the season they're having this year, they're going to go out and get it.
Oh yeah, they are.
It's going.
They got a plan.
It is a monster plan.
They got a plan. You about to start seeing that, bro. You about to start seeing them Duke and Carolina matchups, but like they used to be.
That loss to Duke and everything else, and then them not being in the top 5 right now, the ACC. Best believe that alumni booster brass has already had a meeting and said, "Hey, never again. Mm-hmm. Not with the NIL, never again."
Nope.
So, again. To the high school kids, we go back and I say to you, and I'm saying to you now, whatever offers you have, if they giving you the keys, first thing you getting in there to be the man,
take it.
Take it. It's a free scholarship. At the same time, write down what your goals are. Now, don't play outside the team goals. Play within the team goals and everything that y'all build. But if you trying to showcase you belong where you think you belong, go get it. Now we're in the world of hustling. Go get it.
Yep.
Go get it. Start low major D1, kill them guys. Get to the tournament with your team. Mid majors definitely always surprises. Do what you do, and then guess what? You're gonna hear them knocks on the door.
You got your chance.
You're gonna get phone calls. Everybody offer you everything under the sun. What you need? What kind of car you want? How much money you need? Putty in your hand.
And see, and here's the thing though, man. Like I think that's the bright side of it, though. Like, I think we focusing on the negative side, not us. No. Our conversation, we're talking about the bright, but the general focus is on the negative side of the NIL. But the athletes need to learn how to, like you said, bro, bet on yourself. If you have a school wanting you now and you're a junior in high school, public high school, sign and commit. Just go.
And then
get in the door, bro.
Away. Listen, my mother-in-law, God rest her soul, said to me, she always said this, there's more than one way to skin a cat. So it's more than one way to get yourself in the door where you want to be. Just because you can't go through the front door,
correct.
You can come through the side or you can come through the back or you can even sneak in that motherfucker. I don't know, but there's more than one way to get into this junk. Don't look at it like it's over, man. I ain't D1, man. They ain't nah. Hey, bet. Okay. Oh, Duke didn't want me, bet. Okay. Kentucky didn't want me, okay. Bet. I pray we meet them in a tournament someday. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Have that mentality.
Yep. Nah, man. I rock with you on that one, bro. So let me ask you this, man. So you ACC, all right, Clemson. Who busted your ass in the ACC that you just remember? You like, damn, I can't do nothing with him today.
You know what's crazy? My freshman year, it was a dude named Guillermo Diaz. A lot of people might not know. He played in Miami. Puerto Rican dude. And I said, Cat Cuz could go, bro. My freshman year was spent guarding a lot of different people. I remember I called home. We was about to play Duke. And I used to fly for pump fakes when coming out of high school. Pump fake me, I'm flying for. I'm
boy,
trying to
but that shit'll get you benched. That sends my blood, boy. That pisses me off, boy.
I called my uncle. I said, yeah. They told me I'm probably gonna have to guard JJ most of the game. So I'm like, shit, JJ Reddick, man, listen. Hey, they had an inbounds play. He came off a stagger. Now I'm trailing him. I'm on his back shoulder. He caught it, and all in my head the whole time was like, don't jump, don't jump.
Stay down.
He pump fake, I stayed down. Told me and my uncle discussed it right after the game. He's like, you know something, K? He said when he pump fake, he was like, damn, K about to fly. He was like, K about to fly. And I told myself, I was like, I ain't jumping. I was like, and that game, he didn't really hurt us. It was Sheldon Williams. And we only ended up losing by 5. And that was my freshman year at Clemson. But I could tell you one thing, like, because I done rehashed this with some people. My welcome to the ACC moment was we played Justin Gray, another Charlotte guy. Justin Gray, Wake Forest came in. This, I think, was our first ACC game. We sitting in the zone, and I'm on the backside. I'm on the low part of the zone. I think Jay Bird shot a 3. He missed it. I go to box out a certain way. Next thing you know, I feel somebody climb my shoulders. Just punch that motherfucker. That was bad enough. What made it worse was the nigga turned and screamed in my face and was like, welcome to the ACC, you little freshman bitch. I never forget it. Like, and was screaming like it was him. It was, I want to say his name was Trent Strickland. And then it was, I want to say last name was Ellis. I think it was LaFonso Ellis' son. So both of them got me cornered. They just screaming, yeah, you little ACC freshman bitch. Like welcome, nigga. Like, I was like, yo.
I love that shit.
Like, so, one, I'm embarrassed. 2, I'm like.
That's when that ego about to jump out, bro. I got to go score 40 now.
I'm sitting here thinking like, damn, what the fuck I do? I ain't say shit to nobody. Like, I'm just. So, the rest of the year, I'm like, shit, we play Wake again. I'm getting somebody like, so I'm like hunting. I never got it, but I was like, I'm catching somebody. Like, I don't care if I'm going to just attempt. Man, that was like my welcome to it. And the ACC was tough then, bro.
Nah, that's when, like, to me, how the SEC is now, that's how the ACC was back in the day,
My
bro.
freshman year, bro, it wasn't one of those things, like, it's like once I got into it and once I started scoring a little bit, it was like, oh, yeah, I can play in this.
Yeah.
And I had that moment when I was coming from Oak Hill, you know, I was like, okay, I can play in this. But really.
Book was there with you, though, wasn't he?
Trevor came my sophomore year.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, Trevor came.
So we got Trevor my sophomore year. And it kind of started off, you know, Trevor got thrown right to the starting lineup. So it kind of just started off like him kind of, you know, getting it. And then we taking off. And we had a pretty decent year that year. I think we got fucked in the tournament. In the ACC tournament, I had that, like, phantom call. Yeah, where Al Jefferson slipped on them damn stickers, man. They gave him two free throws. So that was one of the things. We was on the bubble that year. And then my junior year was just we had a great year, you know, for the most part. I think we had Carolina on the ropes. We should have beat them in the Dean Dome, and we should have beat them at our spot. I was definitely gunning to beat them here in Charlotte in the ACC championship game. Like, first, it was like Clemson's first time since 1962 getting to the finals.
Goodness, bro.
2, we in Charlotte.
Your town.
So, you know, I'm like, it's hometown. Like, I don't give a fuck what these niggas, I don't give a shit. These niggas North Carolina or not, nigga. This is my city. This is how I was looking at it. I woke up extra early because the game was at 1 o'clock, bro. I was up at 9 o'clock and I was sitting there listening to music. And I was like, yo, we getting these niggas today, bro. And I more so, even that game, I more so did it because my barbershop used to be around the corner from Greer Heights. I grew up throughout Greer Heights. My family's from all that area and stuff. So you go to the barbershop, all these fools, they North Carolina fans. So
shit.
In my mind, I'm like, I'm trying to win and get something big like a tournament championship so I can go home in the summer and go sit in the barbershop and them niggas can't say shit to me. Like I did what I did. You know what I'm saying? So I had like a personal vendetta, like, you know, just because North Carolina kid, you know, you want to beat the North Carolina schools when you're not in that space. So the ACC, those 4 years for me was just, it was tough. It was fun. Like, because there was some hitters everywhere. You ran into somebody every night, whether it was
every game you had to play, though.
Tyrese Rice from Boston College, he definitely a close 40 ball. You got to watch him. You had Jack McClinton at Miami. You had Malcolm Delaney. You had J.T. Terrell. You had all these dudes over at Virginia Tech.
Yep.
Who else? Virginia. They had Sean Singletary. They had it's like every night. Duke was never easy out. We beat Duke in my senior year. We gave Duke one of their worst losses in 30 years.
Yep, I remember that.
We beat them by 27. You know it's a worse loss when Coach K don't even stay to shake hands. And it's crazy because
I don't do my Dookies like that.
No, but I grew up a Dookie.
Yep.
I was a diehard Duke fan. I went to Duke camp when I was 11 years old, man. And it's a story like I never forgot. Played in like the little league championship. You know, the camp had a little championship game.
Of course.
We lost like on a whim. Like little kid hit a shot from deep. I'll never forget it because I boohoo cried. I was emotional. And I remember going to sit in Coach K's office. He walked me to his office, and he said, you know, he told me the story about when they lost the previous title, you know, and how, you know, most of the guys, Wojciechowski, all these guys were crying. They had this mindset like, okay, never again. Next time, you know, we're gonna do it. So when we beat Duke in the ACC tournament, you know, me and him walked past. We stopped and we had such a moment. He, you know, mentioned like I remember the 11-year-old kid that was in my office, you know, crying about losing the championship and everything. You know, and that moment to me was good because it's like that man, you know, remembered that.
Right.
Yeah, you know, you know, I have much respect for Coach K. You know, would have loved to have played for him if I had the opportunity. So it's like the stuff like that throughout the ACC, man. You see these guys, you know, these coaches. Yeah, Gary Williams at Maryland, like.
Oh man, yeah, man. I used to go to the games with LD when he used to, because I played it for Sight Country David.
Okay.
Yeah, so LD, you know, we grew up playing ball together too. So me and him used to go to the game when Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Man, Chris Paul was there. I remember the game they played Cincinnati. You remember Whitehead? Man, bro, Chris Paul had 30 that game, but still that atmosphere, bro, during that time.
Listen, you want to know a little known secret? So technically, I was supposed to go to Wake Forest. Like
because they was recruiting majority out from here.
So I already knew Chris. Me and Chris had went to 5-star camp together, and we kind of knew each other pretty well.
Yep.
And then we had played against each other when I was at Independence. We played West Forsyth in the state quarterfinals. So, you know, me and him had some sort of little small relationship. I knew Justin Gray. Justin came to Oak Hill. He went to Oak Hill, you know, it's a relationship. He's from Charlotte, and then, you know, a kind of connection there. So Wake was on me heavy. I like Wake. I love Coach Prosser. So it was one day in particular, they came to Oak Hill one day, and it was almost like a pressure to sign right now. But my uncle, who had been a part of my recruiting process, had went and took a thing over in Europe to play, you know, and then he was coming back home. So
who's your uncle though? What's his name?
Byron Dinkins.
Okay, gotcha.
So Dink went there. He's coming back. You know, I'm asking Wake, you know, give me 48 hours. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, at the end of the day, like I know these cats, so it's like I'm cool. So they's like, nah, we need an answer right now. We need an answer right now. So I was like, I just need 48 hours. That's 2 days, bro. Like, just hold off whoever. So they had the kid out of New Mexico, Harvey Hale, that signed that week. So, mind you, I'm hanging out with Ish Smith. Me and Ish hanging out, right? So this is after, like, we didn't graduate stuff. And I told Ish, I was like, yeah, I was already set going to Wake. Like, it was about to be like, yeah, I'm coming type energy. Until they was like, nah, well, Harvey ready to commit, da-da-da. And Ish was like, what? You lying? I said, nah, bro. I said, I told him. I was like, yo, just give me, I just need some time, though, to talk to Dink and then let them know whatever. So after that, it was a personal vendetta against Wake. Like, it'd be times Harvey be out there. I'm
kill him.
About to let it know. Harvey a good dude, though. I have much respect for Harvey, but I literally had it where I was like, man, please. Like, y'all couldn't wait 2 days? Like, y'all couldn't wait 2 days? Like, you know, like, that's the type of, and I don't mean no disrespect. It's just the feeling I had is like, it's 2 days, bro. Like, 48 hours ain't gonna hurt you. You could have easily made up some sort of, if you really wanted me,
you could have stalled.
You could have stalled it and been like, you could have lied to him and told him like, nah, such and such just called and committed right before. You know, anything. Right. It's like, to me, it just didn't value
who you were. Your game.
Like, so,
no.
And then it was like they was trying to make it like they told Dink at one point, it was like, yeah, he's not the same that he was at Independence. And Dink was like, well, he at Oak Hill with 4 other All-American type.
Taiwan Lawson, Eric
and this was before. So this was the year. This was my junior year. Because it was Ray John Rondo, it was Josh Smith.
Oh, so you was there. So when we played y'all, you had the broke foot. That was your senior year.
That was my senior year. My junior year was Ray John Rondo, Josh Smith. We had a dude named Brian Johnson. Brian went to Louisville. We had Deshaun Wright. Deshaun was going to Syracuse. So we had loaded. We was loaded. We went under, like we had a plethora of guys that we could hoop.
Yeah.
So it's like my Uncle Dink was like, yo, what you expecting? Like, he ain't about to average 20.
Right.
And all of them are averaging around, like, Josh and Ray John, okay, they averaging 18, 19, almost 20. The rest of us is like 14, 15 right there. It's like, one, we mainly play most of the game. Our coach wasn't only playing but 7, maybe 8 deep.
Right.
So it's like, that's the scoring bunch right there. So what you saying, like, his numbers ain't reflecting what he did at Independence.
Right, because he got guys in front of him. What are we talking about?
So it was like stuff started becoming an excuse or whatever. And I still was negating that because I was like, I like Wake. I like it's right up the road. You know, one, I chose ACC country because my grandmother was a big ACC fan. Like me, I feel like I was born a West Coaster at heart because I damn sure was looking at like shit. I might go out west.
Man,
like,
man
USC don't look bad at all.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but I always wanted my grandma to be able to attend games or be able because you know,
family vibes.
Yeah, high school time. You know, me and her would sit in the kitchen and watch the ACC tournament. I would come home from school and me and her would sit there and watch the ACC tournament. From the quarterfinals to the semis to the championship game, we sitting there watching it. My mom and them first cousin took me to my first ACC basketball game. We used to be at the Charlotte Coliseum. Like, that opened me up to like, oh, nah, I want to play in this. Like, all these people here and this, like this.
It's
big.
home though.
It's home.
It's home, bro. It's home, man. You get the same pub, same eyes on you.
Tobacco Row ain't nothing like it.
Listen, man, shoot, that's where them Bob Gibbons tournament championships was at, boy, back in our day, boy. But we sound old as hell saying
Shit,
back
dog,
in our
listen.
Bro, we sound old. All right, man, let's pivot to this, man. And I know this is gonna be a good one. We got in here. You told me about playing with Luka, bro. Mm-hmm. You actually played with him.
We were teammates, yeah.
Teammates.
Mm-hmm.
Where were y'all at the time you was playing?
We were in Real Madrid. I played about a year and a half, almost equivalent 2 years in Real Madrid. Luka, my first year was playing on the junior team. So he was about 15, 16 years old.
Okay, good.
But he used to practice with us. It was him and it was like 3 other guys. They used to practice with us, especially in the summertime when we first get there. Most of the other guys play national team. They're on the Spanish national team. So they're gone. So Luka and them would fill in for us during preseason. And so he was nice. He was
he was killing like it was.
He wasn't killing at first because it was just like he was still young. But
getting into his body.
So 15 said, I'm like, but you could see like the passes he was making and stuff, but sometimes it just be that young kid mentality, do some dumb shit, you know, and coach get on him. I left and I came back to the team, and now he's on the team with us. And it was a video, I don't know, it was on Instagram, it circulated one time. We were in Russia, and they showed the video of our coach. He's cursing Luka out in Spanish. And then Luka come out and hit 4 threes, and it's just like, it showed the magnitude of how he started to grow. Because, you know, the younger him the year before, he probably would have, I ain't gonna say folded, but it probably would have wrecked him a little bit.
Gotcha.
But then it's like that next year, he was like, okay, developing, like he knowing he can play. I left and went to Greece and started playing for Panathinaikos. And I had got word that I knew that Luka went to, I want to say BDA Sports was out in Oakland or whatever. And he was out in Oakland and in Cali training and stuff. They was training and whatnot. So we match up. One of the first, you know, times in EuroLeague or whatever when I'm playing against my old team. And so he out there talking.
He talking shit to you?
And he wasn't talking shit to me, but he was just talking. And I heard
What's he be saying though? Does he talk shit in English, his language? Like what?
Most of the time it's English. Like if it's other American, it's English. But you know, once you start hearing that puta and all that and that Spanish and shit, you know, like because when we was in Madrid, Real Madrid, our practices was all conducted in Spanish, so you had to understand the Spanish. So everything was, once we crossed the lines, everything's spoken in Spanish. It might be a little bit of English in there, but everything was spoken in Spanish. I had a teammate though, J.C. Carroll. Damn sniper, bro. He was fluent in Spanish. He was a Mormon, so he did a mission in Chile for 2 years. So he understood the Spanish. So sometimes, you know, me and him would always match up in practice. If I wasn't matched up against Rudy Fernandez or Sergio Yu, I'd be matched up with JC. So if coach started talking in Spanish,
you can whisper.
Some stuff I understood because I took Spanish in school, but then it's like some stuff like when they start doing the rolling of the tongue and it goes super fast when he's a little upset, I just stand by JC and then he'll just whisper like whatever coach just said. I was like, okay, I thought so. Like I thought that's what he was doing, you know. So I started picking up. But man, Luka, man, like listen, to watch his growth from 15 to 17 to 18-year-old kid, like a lot of people like, you know, Charles Barkley, like, you know, y'all let an 18-year-old kid, you know, win EuroLeague and do all this. It's like, sir, please don't forget about Ricky Rubio. Ricky Rubio was that guy at a young age, but this is because we didn't really pay attention to the European scene growing up. But my uncle played in Europe. He was a good point guard in Europe. Like, you know, loved everything. He actually played for Panathinaikos as well. So when I joined the club, they were like, you know, the family.
That's crazy, bro.
So he was showing me different videos. So when we talk about lefties, we only talk about lefties in the NBA, but there's a guy over there that was a lefty that my uncle always used to come home and rave about, named Demetrius Diamantidis. Diamantidis is on the Greek team that beat USA in the World Cup in 2006. So it was him and a dude named Spanoulius. Killers. Like Diamantidis, left-handed, like not super quick, but shifty. Get on you, very defensive-minded, lock you down. Like, so I'm at home watching VHS tapes of this guy because I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Then when I get to Europe, that's all I'm hearing about, Diamantidis. And I'm sitting there like, yo, I know this dude. So the first time I match up with him, it's like, yo, he tells me, I love your uncle. He's like, your uncle always took care of me. You know,
that's
he was
dope,
like, you
bro.
know,
That's dope.
Your uncle, you know, he always looked out for me. So it was like, it was one of those things, you know, to see the growth from a European standpoint is something different. So when I seen Luka doing the things that he was doing at 18, bro, it was nothing he couldn't do. Like, he was gifted. He's gifted, but that goes back to me saying that these kids, they work out, they train, they eat, sleep, live basketball or whatever sport, soccer. Real Madrid has a great program. Like, they have where the practice facility was for soccer and basketball. There's the housing for the academy where the young kids stay. So they have the cafeteria, they have all the treatment stuff, they have the practice gyms, and it's like school, back, train, back, whatever.
So let me ask you this. What can we pull from Europe to help us develop our kids, and then what can they pull from us to help develop their kids?
I think for us, when it comes to developing things, it's like, you know, given the state of how we're doing everything now with the education system and whatnot, it's like, cool, you want to go to school? All right, let's do your schoolwork. But if your focus is the sport, you got to train with that. That's got to be a everyday thing. You know, school for them is school. You know, they go to school if they want to go to school. If not, they turn pro at 15 years old, you know.
Right.
So if we had that sort of system where it kind of allows kids to kind of choose their profession is what they want to do. Like, if you want to train this, go ahead, train for it. You know, you still got to go to school, I guess, to get the basics.
Correct.
And everything. But here you go. Like, because obviously most of them kids, they try to turn pro.
Right.
They're playing, like, you see these guys, they retiring at 35, 36. And some people are like, well, that's kind of young. You know, they probably could have played. And it's like, you got to think, these dudes been playing for 21, 22 plus years,
right?
Where it's like nonstop, where it's just, you got the league, then you got, if you're able and fortunate, you got national team, then it's, as soon as national team finish, you back into the season. And you know what I'm saying? Soccer is year round. It's like, constantly. So it's, if we're going to focus on a sport, let it be focused on sport. If you're going to focus on school, let it be school. You know, choose your profession, go to school, do this, do that, you know. I think we put so much stipulation on passing tests in the sense of you got to show, you know what I'm saying? It's like people understand things in a different aspect of life. Now, us learning from the, you know, what they can learn from us, I don't know. I mean,
damn, it ain't that much advanced than us, are they?
No, it's not. But it's like, it's a different living, bro. It's hard to say because here, you know, everything is such a run amok. Like it's living in Europe. I ain't gonna say it's a super easy life, but it's such more of a
simplistic,
peaceful
when
thing.
I stayed in, my uncle's a Dutch citizen, so he's been in the Netherlands. So,
okay.
Yeah, so he's in Amersfoort. So like over there in the grocery store, like, bro, you go get a thing of turkey, bro, it ain't no 2 or 3 pounds like in the grocery store.
Right.
Here, everything's minimal.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what I'm
different.
saying? That whole way of living was different when I was over there, man.
It's a different lifestyle. I think for us, the lack of empathy, I think, is what we don't have. Like, we lack compassion, we lack empathy as just people in general. I'm not saying everybody does, but a consensus amount of people, there's no heartfelt thing. Those are loving people over there for the most part. Like, every place, people be like, but they racist. Every place got that. Let's just call it space. But everybody got that. But
classism anyway. Racism's a whole nother topic.
That part of it,
racism in itself is a blinder. But go ahead.
I mean, I don't even know, honestly, because I look at everything for us taken from them, like, because it's almost like we're trying to mimic some stuff in the European sense, because it is a better way of life. Like, people will say, oh, they're coming here for the American dream. You'll be like, what American dream? Like, the
one that you fell for.
Like, they can do just as much as what they're doing here as they could at home. It's just maybe there's a slight difference of opportunity, or people want to try a different adventure or whatnot. But I don't know. It's like, and us taking from them, it's really not like what they do better. It's just what could we be better as American citizens. And I would just say it's more so the empathy, the compassion, the warm embrace. Like, there's many loving countries over there. There's many loving people there. They have a heart. Like, I think we've become like cold-hearted to a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I think Americans, we're more in survival mode 24/7, bro.
Super.
And
like,
when you in that survival mode 24/7, there's a lot of shit that's gonna get swept under the rug for you to make sure you get what you need.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So I get it on that note. Well, let me ask you this though. So you'll hear about, okay, cool. We breed dogs over here. Like, you know what I'm saying? You hear that from the grassroots ages, things of that nature. We build dogs. But like, there's a stigma that's on European players as if they're soft. Okay? I
wouldn't go that far. I think that stigma came back from, again, we go back to the dream team and everybody being in awe of, Mike and Larry and Magic, Pip, Barkley, all these guys, they're showing up. You finally getting to play against these guys that they might have seen on tape delay or highlights back in the day. And yeah, it's a scary thing because, one is it's like, oh, damn, Black Jesus? Like, oh, right. I see what, what I'm saying? Like, you seeing this firsthand. But now, oh, nah. They looking at it like, shit. Oh, who, him? All right, bet. All right, let's run it. Let's play. Like, we just as good. And like I said, if you watch Court of Gold, like, those guys' mentality, like they said before, like, you used to think we were scared. It's like, nah, we want the smoke. Like,
I think that's a dope, though.
They want it. Like, they want, like, if you look in Europe, not all Americans are, like, dominant over there. Like, okay, if you take the EuroLeague, Kendrick Nunn's playing well. It came out of the NBA. You got Mike James, all-time leading scorer now in EuroLeague history. But there's the European guys, where you got Elia Kobos, you got Bogdanovich came from there. You got different guys like the lefty Avramovic, who was guarding Curry like crazy. Marko Guduric, these Serbian guys, a lot of the Lithuanian guys. These guys are top players on their teams.
Bro, they know how to play though, bro. They know how to play.
But see, the thing is like,
they just know how to play.
If we're talking on an Olympic standpoint, just like having dogs or just be breeding, the thing about these teams that people fail to realize is they're together 6, 7, 8 years. Like, the Spanish national team, them dudes played together almost 10, 11 years.
And that matters, though, bro.
It matters.
That matters more than what people think.
Like, they know each other. This ain't we just added 5 new players or we got 8 new players added. Now we got to kind of, wiggle them into the situation in a short period of time. Like USA you get roughly 7 new guys mixed with the 5 that you want to keep.
Correct.
And now you got 3 weeks to prepare them for the rules, how to play and everything. USA still hasn't learned the rules. Like, they haven't mastered the fact that when the ball hit the rim,
you can take it
knock
off.
that shit off. You know, it'd be bugging me, bro. I was watching some games in the Olympics, and I'll be seeing it, and I'm like yelling like I'm on the bench, yo, knock it off. Like, and I'm watching them B just sit there and look at it. It's like, nah, go up there and swipe that thing off. Like, AD start understanding. Bron did it real good. But I was sitting there like, yo, you can knock it off. You can do that, you know. So,
man, but Wemby would be protecting the paint like
man, and
goodness,
it's the zone. Like, you actually see the basketball of it. Like, now USA, you got to show you can play against the zone. You got to show you can maneuver the ball like this and that. It ain't the spacing and you got the one-on-one. Like, nah, you got to set screens and free people up.
Man, well, look, man, let's end with this, though, because the zone thing. So there was a take by JJ Reddick, JJ a while back. He was talking about these kids, all they do is press. You only play zone because you can't teach man-to-man, yada, yada. Okay, now, I disagree with the take because what you just said, when you go overseas, guys are playing zone. Like, there's man-to-man, there's zone, there's all different things. And my take was more, bro, you just got to adapt to what you're playing. I don't think no style is better than the next, but if I'm playing a bunch of athletes, bro, and I don't have the athletes, I'm probably gonna play a zone.
Right. No, you like you said the right word. You have to adapt as a coach on any level. When you assess your team, you have to adapt. Some players are not gifted one-on-one defensive players.
I agree.
But honestly, if we're being completely honest, man-to-man is not just one-on-one. It's not you and your man. It's still help defense. It's like, you know, you driving, you know, you sink in, you jump back out. It's actually a video I want to say on YouTube where I played in Zalgiris. We had a coach, Sarunas Jasikavičius, another excellent point guard back in the day in Europe, you know, played in the NBA a couple of years. Our defense, especially when there's mismatches, it's not a one-on-one thing. Like, we shrink the floor and everybody helps everybody. So if there's a matchup with a guard and a big and I got 2 wing guys, our idea was, okay, we're going to start to shrink the floor. We're going to come run and fake at you to just make you give it up, to take away that. So it's like there's tactics. And when people say, like, oh, they're just playing zone, it's like it's probably because there's a tactical reason as to why. Like, a lot of people don't think tactically.
Which the occasional basketball fan don't understand, or the occasional analyst that take, or NBA, these guys don't play defense, all that. Listen,
if during the Hornets game last night, okay, I was sitting there watching Bilal Coulibaly, not a great 3-point shooter. Last night, I think he was 3 for 9, 3 for 10.
Yeah.
But watching how they closed out on him, they were closing out short. Everything was short, like everything short. And like you said, to the average fan, it's like, what type of defense is this? This is a scouting report, folks. This is what a scouting report is. Bro, it's like, he's a non-shooter. Like, we're going to classify him as a non-shooter. If his percentage is anything below 35% or so, he's a non-shooter. So it's like, okay, cool. Granted, now, I've been on the end of where it'd be somebody like average like 33, 32% from 3, and this motherfucker come out and hit like 5.
Start knocking them down.
But you know something?
And then the fans, get out there.
But you know something? Most coaches will tell you before the game, hey, if this
live with that shit.
If this guy hits 5 threes,
we're playing the odds, bro.
Don't look at me. It's my fault. It's my fault. But I'm telling you, close out short on him. Let's see what he do. Yep. So everything is tactics. Don't just think people don't know how to play defense. They don't know. You have to play within your structure of what you have.
I agree, bro.
So if you playing a team that don't got shooters, yeah, why not play a zone? You're going to have to beat us today. You're not about to just drive past us. Like, beat us with your jump shot. Now, if it's a team of shooters, yeah, okay, you play man.
It's stretch out. Let's go make them put it on the floor.
Basketball is a game of chess. It ain't checkers. It's chess. You have to be strategic in everything you do. The object is to win. It's just like boxing. I mean, you watched the fight last night, right? I mean, to me, it's a pretty.
I think Tank waited too long, though.
I don't think Tank waited too long. I think what happened was, you know, when you got 2 people that know each other so well, it's like playing one-on-one against your best friend.
Yeah.
It's like y'all play so many times, you know each other's moves. And it's like Lamont was waiting on Tank. Tank hit and he ducked and he tried to get you off the slip-ups.
Yep.
And Lamont was waiting. That's why he kept catching him with that right-hand jab. So it's like everything is tactical in any sport.
Yep,
it's like
I
it's
agree.
always going to be tactical. You waiting for somebody to make a mistake. And sometimes the mistakes just don't happen.
Yeah.
So in the boxing aspect, that's what happened last night. The mistakes just wasn't happening. Basketball is the same. You're looking for
there you go.
You're looking for certain mistakes. You're looking for certain errors of where you can catch teams slipping where they wasn't expecting something. Like it's one of those things.
Yep. Nah, I see, man. I like conversations like this, bro, because I like. That's why I like the coach. That's why I like the book 33 Strategies of War, stuff like that, bro. Because it's really chess. Like, it's really chess, and like I say, I'm with you. Listen, you're not about to beat me doing the best thing you can do all night. I don't give a damn who you are. Like, no. I'm going to send you to this left side, and if you score 40 going to the left, I lost tonight.
Listen, I just told a kid the other day we was just working on some stuff because he's left-handed, so I was showing him some things, and then we was talking about defense, and he's like, why do you get slack on defense sometimes? I was like, well, one, I'm 38. I'm not as quick as I used to be. I was like, but I said also I'm understanding who people are. I was like, some people that they're not great shooters and whatnot, so it's like I play to
whoever you're guarding.
What I know, I was like, everything is like I told him, it's chess. It's tactical. It's like I'm trying to mess with you and try to figure you out. I'm trying to beat you to the punch before you beat me. And he was like, oh, I ain't never think about it like that. I was like, you got to understand, when you press people, you got to know what to expect. When you give people slack, you got to know what to expect. I was like, but you got to make them think that you're thinking one way. I was like, when you're guarding the best player on every team, 9 times out of 10 is going to show you their best move the first time. I say he's going to try to get you the first time. I said even more so if he's playing at home in front of his home crowd. He's going to try to get you, whether it's a crossover or whatever it is. I say as a defender, you make a mental note of that. And I say that because if the game is tight and it's close and he gets the ball in his hands, guess what he's going to do? He's going to that move because that's his move. Like every good scorer or great scorer, they show you their best move. Now, you know, when we talking in terms of like a Steph, you know, Mike, these guys, Kobe, ain't shit you can do about it. You know it's coming. There ain't nothing you can do about it. But on certain levels, it's like you keep in mind, okay, I know he wants to get this right to left crossover and get to this spot or whatever the case. He wants to spin, pull up. So it's like you make mental notes of what guys do. You watch guys, even on offense, you watch guys rock on their heels. Like, look at how they playing defense. They flat-footed, you attack them because they can't move. They can't shift. You know, you get them bouncy guys, you know, try to give him a jab, see how he moves. If he's not budging, go right past him. Like, it's a lot that is, again, it's chess that you got to think about.
Hey, this episode is brought to you by Hoop Lounge TV. I'm telling you, this game right here, y'all, hey, this is called Knowing Personnel.
KYP.
Knowing Personnel, dog. Listen, I appreciate you, big dog.
Hey, no problem.
Appreciate you. Look, man, let them know, man, where they can find you at, man, and what you doing now.
Right now, man, if you want to tap in with me on Instagram, my Instagram is KC Rivers with the 3 as the E. And if not, man, you know, right now I'm doing some part-time stuff for the Charlotte Hornets. You can catch me at the games doing the Hornets pregame and postgame on Friday and Saturday this month, and again on March 20th. If you happen to be at the game, you know, and I'm not on air, come holler at me, say what's up, whatever, or just DM me questions, or if you got somebody just interested in anything, just DM me. You know, I don't respond to everything if I don't see it, but I'm willing to be knowledgeable and kick knowledge to anybody wanting to know about the game. That's just me.
Yeah. Hey, look, man, bro, I appreciate you for real,
no
big
problem.
dog.
Thanks
appreciate
for having me,
you,
dog.
man. You know it, big dog.
Thank you.